So we're here to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, and we're actually going to talk about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that we've heard about previously, but now outright we have a confirmation of what was going on. Now, in case you guys didn't know what's happening, there was a lot of stuff that's been happening ever since day one from when Disney bought Marvel. Essentially, Ike Perlmutter and these guys like Jeff Loeb, who were also somewhat involved with the movies, could go and they could outweigh what Kevin Feige was saying. This is why the main villain of Iron Man 3, who was officially supposed to be the first female villain, kind of got sidetracked and they replaced her with Killian, and it was just a giant mess. And then there was the whole action figure debacle, where Ike Perlmutter's side said, no one buys female action figures, get them out of there, we don't want that. So he used to have a ruling voice and they had to do more or less what he said. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy, as it turns out, actually suffered from their influence as well. Essentially, James Gunn, when he made the first movie, which I will still say is probably the ballsiest comic book movie possibly of all time when you really think about it, for how crazy and what a big risk it is. It's such a unique take. They originally had a lot more they were going to do with the Ronin and kind of flesh out his villainous side and what his role was. Unfortunately, that didn't go that way, and here's what James Gunn had to say, and I quote, "There is some messy villain plot stuff in the first movie I'd like to deal with again. There was a committee working for Marvel at the time, now defunct, who had a lot of input, and that was primarily where it ended up. It just got a little messy." So right there, he's talking about that committee that we know got defunct about 2 years ago, roughly, which is why the Marvel Cinematic Universe has kind of taken a different shape and a different tone, and they are allowing a lot more women pushed forward in these movies because those guys are now largely gone, and they were kind of from a different mentality back in the day. So honestly, I would love to see what they could possibly do with Ronan, maybe restore those scenes, but there is some rumors that he might show up in the MCU again, which I honestly think would be awesome if they could flesh him out. So you guys, let me know how you feel about this, and does Ronan's kind of lack of character impact your enjoyment of the first movie at all, or not?